today's video, don't worry and don't have too much concern, okay? Listen, so many people will mock your pain and they will mock your struggles. And they will even look at your hardships that you have to go through with like entertainment. For those people, God will accelerate the judgment. He will accelerate the consequences of people. And you may ask yourself, how can a person make fun of another person's pain and their struggles? What kind of person would look at your hardships and other things that you have to go through with, like entertainment? There's people who like empathy. These are narcissistic people. You know, narcissistic people always have a knack of pointing the finger at you when they're guilty. A narcissistic person doesn't think you're smart enough to see through anything that they would do, but you do. You will even see this coming. But when you see it coming, just know what's going to come behind people. God is going to speed up. God is going to accelerate the consequence of people who mock your pain, who make fun of it, and who look at it as entertainment. I mean, literally, just like you maybe will go to a game, whether it's a football game or basketball game, softball, whatever kind of game it is. You may look at that as a form of entertainment, maybe a movie. You think about that. This is how people will sit back at life and look at your life and just mock you and laugh at you and pick out things in your life that hurts you the most. And they will take that as entertainment because they have no life of their own. And these people have no empathy. They can't empathize with you and they refuse to sympathize with you, because some people who mock your pain and who look at your struggles as mere entertainment, they've gone through the struggle too. But what people mess up is when they get up out of the struggle, that's when that real person comes back to the forefront. It comes back to the surface. And this is how God double your consequences. This is how God causes so much judgment to be hammered down on any of us. This is why sometimes God allows us to stay in struggles for a long time, because it's a heart issue. And God is trying to purge that heart to be more like Him. But people will be the nicest person when they're struggling. They will be the nicest person when they're at the bottom. But as soon as they can see their way clear, as soon as people think they don't need you anymore, they will start to be who they really are. They will be nasty with you. They will be short with you. They will mock your pain. They will say things to hurt you and not care of how it makes you feel. But God say, for these people, I'm going to double their consequences and I'm going to speed it up. I'm going to accelerate it. Anytime you go through anything like this in life, you know, you may be tempted to come out of your character, but I want to always encourage everybody, hold your peace and just tell God, Lord, you heard what they said to me. God, you saw what they've done to me. People know when they're in wrongdoing and you don't deserve it. They know it. They won't be able to sleep. They won't be able to rest. That spirit that came upon Saul, where he couldn't sleep, that same spirit God will send to people who mock your pain and who look at your struggles just like entertainment, something to laugh at. But who's going to have the laugh is you, because you're going to laugh all the way to the top. God gives everybody an opportunity to do the right thing. He does it all the time. So understand, when you are in a pit, you're on your way out of that pit to a palace, literally. You're on your way to a place of sufficiency. You're on your way to a place with more than enough, extra. If people would have known that you would spread your wings one day, fly, and leave them behind, they would have treated you better. But God don't let you know that. He don't let you see it. He give us free will. And they have nobody to blame but themselves. See, people will grow you up. That mean when people keep hurting you and you know you don't deserve that hurt, they do too. What they're literally doing is strengthening you. They're fortifying you. They're strengthening your emotions. They're strengthening you spiritually, psychologically, mentally. You are being strengthened and they don't know it. This is why one day when they do it and they mock your pain and your struggles and they look at it as mere entertainment, one day when they do that, that will be the last day that it's done, because you're going to turn your back and you're never going to look back. You're going to walk away and you're going to leave these people with deer in headlight look on their face. You will leave people speechless. You're going to literally leave people with their mouth hanging wide open. You're going to have the last word. You're going to have the last laugh. You are. Just don't try to avenge anything, because vengeance belongs to God. And God said, I'm going to pay everybody according to what they've done, what they've said. God hears everything, not the things that we verbalize that we can hear, literally hear with our ear. But when you say things that another person can't hear, God heard you. When people devise things against you and you don't see it, God sees it. God is right there in the midst of people devising schemes of how they're going to keep you down, ways of using you. They didn't use you, they used God. They didn't deceive you, they deceived God. The Bible says you deceive and you get deceived. This is why people who manipulate, they will always get manipulated. People who go through life deceiving and cheating and lying, you will always get that cup of bitterness. You're going to always drink that sour cup. And this will be the end of people who mock your pain, the people who look at your struggles like entertainment, something to laugh at and make fun of. If you are in this situation, I am praying for you. And just know, God has a day where your heart will heal, where your broken pieces, all of your fragmented pieces, will be put back together again. This is just a season, because God has to break you before he blesses you. Understand that. God said, I'm going to draw closer to you because you are of a broken and a contrite spirit. But before God does his greatest work in your life, before God reveals all the great things that he has for your life, he has to allow you to go through the fire. See, we have to be humble while we're in the fire, and we got to be more humble when we come out. Because this is when people who don't have a good heart and have good intentions in their heart, they will revert back to that same old person. And their latter days will be worse than anything they've ever experienced in their life. It may look like they're winning, but they're not. Anybody that tries to use or take advantage of you as a chosen person, it's never going to happen. It may look like to them for a season that they've gotten one up on you, but they haven't. They've dug so much depth in the earth, and they're literally throwing dirt on top of themselves. They are literally throwing brick and mortar on top of themselves. They are literally throwing stones on top of themselves. And you are going to use all of that to step up out of the pit that you're in. And you're going to walk your beautiful soul right into Canaan, a land that flows with milk and honey. And you're going to dance and you're going to shout and you're going to give God praise. And you're never going to be the person like your enemies. Never. Always have a heart of God, just like King David. Pray, God, created me a clean heart and renew a right spirit within me. See, when you don't pray and when you have good people that's assigned to your life, the enemy will cause you to start treating people different. You will start feeling better about saying things to them that you normally wouldn't say. That's because you've lost your prayer life. And this is because the enemy has assigned anything and anybody to come in and to destroy your life. But God will accelerate judgment. God will accelerate consequences to people who mock your pain and who laugh at it, and who look at all of your struggles and your hardships and your trials and your tribulations as mere entertainment, just sitting back looking at your life with a bowl of popcorn and some juice or soda, some punch, and just making fun at your life, just poking at parts of you that hurt you the most, how they deceive you the most. Listen, they deceive you, but they will be deceived in the end. Keep yourself in God's hands. Don't let him go. If people let you go, don't let God go. Because God will always replace who left your life with somebody better. I can testify to it. He'll replace things that are no longer part of your life with something better. I can testify to it. It may be a tight struggle, and you may have to cry and pray your way through, but you will come out better on the other side. And when you come out, don't go back. And how will you not go back? Because you're not going to make those same decisions that you made before. When we learn, we do better. When we know better, we do better. And we grow when we learn. When we don't learn, we don't grow. We stay in the same things day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. I love you so much. Thank all of you for tuning into the broadcast. Share this message with somebody. I am praying for you. I am touching and agreeing with you. By faith, I believe and receive. This will be the greatest year that you've ever seen.